The exact second that you do close your eyes, your brain is going to go into panic. Another tip that I have that's really helped me actually came from my mum, I think it was. I was not very good at it. That was 5 minutes. See how fast that went? So you're literally altering the physical structure of your brain when you sit in meditation. This is where it gets a little bit nuts, and it's actually quite wild what it can do. It's only for people who are lucky enough to have the time. It's not communicated properly how impactful meditation actually is, not just for you as a person, as an individual, but for the greater good. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Clarity. My name's Lucy, and I'm so glad that you are here today. I'm downstairs today because it just felt right with the sun being out. I didn't want to be in bed. I am each time I do this, I get more and more prepared than the last time. I'm so excited to be doing this one today. I am going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people overcomplicate, and that is meditation. I've had my own ups and downs with it, and I know that YouTube and Spotify and social media isn't short of people telling you how to do this. And there are a ton of guided meditations out there for people to learn how to do this if they want to. However, I wanted to bring to you today real, tangible, helpful tools and insight into how you could start to do it, why it's important to do it, and just really shed light on the battle with it, I think, that some people have, and how hopefully my little things that I've learned to do that help me will help you. And the reason why I wanted to do this when it came to me in a download is because I don't think people truly understand the power of meditation. It actually matters on a way bigger scale than I think we are led to believe. I think sometimes we see it as something that's quite fluffy and woo-woo to do, and it's kind of like fun and self-care, like a little bubble bath for your brain, or it's only for people who are lucky enough to have the time to sit and do it. And it's not communicated properly how impactful meditation actually is, not just for you as a person, as an individual, but for the greater good. Okay, so I want to delve into that a little bit here. And that's why I've got my notes, because it's actually quite fascinating. There is a profound psychological and scientific reality, I suppose you could say, that takes place when someone is sat in stillness, in silence. And the neurological fact is that when you are calm and you sit with intention, you're actually thickening your prefrontal cortex, which is the area responsible for emotional regulation, empathy, and decision making. It's actually physically changing as you do that. It gets thicker. But simultaneously, at the exact same time, you're also shrinking the area which is responsible for fear and anxiety, which is the, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I know I am, amygdala. So you're literally altering the physical structure of your brain when you sit in meditation, which is obviously beneficial for you. However, this is where it gets a little bit nuts, and it's actually quite wild what it can do. I will go back a little bit. In the 1970s, researchers started studying something called the Maharishi Effect to see if consciousness could directly impact public statistics. Okay, and what they found was this: when only 1% of a city's population practices deep intentional meditation, the crime rates, the violence, and even car accidents dropped significantly when that 1% was in meditation. And they went back and they repeated this over decades and numerous times, even in war sometimes. And it was always found that when a small group of people dial in to calm and coherent, peaceful states, the sheer radius of that energy drops the stress levels of people around them. Isn't that just the most beautiful thing you've ever heard? So, if you think about that, you don't live inside a vacuum. Everything that your energy is communicates with people that you walk past, that you live with, that you work with. So, if you are running on empty, or stressed, or have anxiety, or are going through something that's tumultuous and you're really in a negative space, you are impacting the people around you scientifically. And it only takes one person to choose peace for it to positively affect the space around them, the people around them, your close ones, your loved ones. Wherever you go, your energy is communicating with other people. So if you choose peace, you're essentially creating a better world. And that is why I wanted to do this today. Because everything I do is in hopes of a better world and a better place and a better society and the new earth and everything that I believe. A lot of people think that meditation is just woo-woo and not for them, or they struggle with it, or they don't understand how to actually start integrating it into their life. But if we did, if more of us did, then can you imagine the positive impact that that would have? You literally shift the energetic frequency of the space that you are in, where you move, where you walk, where you are. By healing and calming yourself, you are healing the world. Meditation isn't about sitting in perfect silence in a completely empty room with a completely empty mind and, being completely drawn off from the world and sitting with your legs crossed and humming and repeating Sanskrit. It's simply just about finding your calm, finding your peace. That's why I started to do it a little bit more as well. However, I was not very good at it. And so that's why I wanted to do this today, to completely take the pressure off. Baby steps. And take away all of the pressure of what we think we need to do when we're meditating, and just learn it together a little bit. Basically just going to be playing some games with our eyes closed. And if sitting in silence, in stillness, is intimidating to you or lonely to you when you are by yourself, then don't worry, because I'm going to do it with you today. Just 5 minutes right inside this episode, so you don't have to do it alone. Okay, before we start, if this interests you today, or if you just want to watch and be a part of it and bring everyone's energy together, I want you to grab a notebook, if you've got a journal or a notebook to hand, and hold a pen in your writing hand as well, and have your journal laid on your lap. And here's why. The exact second that you do close your eyes, your brain is going to go into panic. It's going to say, oh, silence. Okay, reminder that she still needs to buy milk from the shop, or reminder that she forgot to reply to that email the other day. When we are busy all day, our brains are in survival and processing mode, especially mothers. We are in a constant cycle of trying to be productive and cross things off our to-do lists and our mental load and our inner dialogue. So when we go into stillness, the brain finally sees an open window to clear its cookies, its cache, like of all the stuff that it's been holding in its mind. So it's completely normal for those thoughts to pop in. And that is the first hurdle, is understanding that that's going to happen. Okay, so don't fight the thought. The second a random reminder pops up, I just want you to scribble it in your notebook. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. You will make enough of a scribble to decipher it later. Okay. um, but it allows you to stay in that state that you've worked so hard to get to. You know, you'll have done your breathing, you'll have softened, you'll have got a space ready, you'll have, got yourself on your own, kicked the kids out, whatever, and you've got to that moment. And then I don't want you to feel like you've got to give up because something has popped in your head that you do need to remember, and you're worried that you'll forget if you let it go. So I just want you to be able to scribble. That's the first hurdle and the first obstacle done with, because we've got our journal there, and anything that pops up and reminds us to do, we can just jot it in there. It's a journal dump, basically. So it doesn't distract you from the actual meditation at hand. It's the clearing out process that meditation actually allows for, gives you space, and then it allows the true calmness to come in and actually start. Okay. So, what I want to teach you before we go into the meditation part of this podcast, of this episode, is that when you fall asleep at night, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think everybody does this. When you see black, you can do something that I like to call zoom focus. Don't ask me why I gave it that name. It's the only set of words I could put together that actually try to explain what it is. It's like you can see black, but then you can focus and see different things. You can like zoom, your shift, your focus into like either just seeing black or seeing into the black, if that makes sense. It's like you stare at the back of your eyelids, but instead, I want you to like shift your camera lens and try to zoom through the darkness, if that makes sense. So you look deep into the black space behind your eyes, almost like you're peering into deep space. No, it's like in front for me. Now this is where sometimes people commonly see like geometry or colours or sparks or random faces or whatever. All of that is useful information. Whatever is popping up for a reason. And then that is where your belief system will start to determine what it is that you're seeing, whether your ego pops in and says, oh no, this is not anything, like this is just weird stuff that I'm seeing, or whether you're someone who understands the deeper meaning of things and starts to go, oh my God, that's so cool. What does that mean? What does that mean? Whoever you are, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong, but it's a really good time when you do zoom in and you start to see things to allow you to just play with that, to just play with that space. When you do this, your brain waves start shifting from active and stressed beta waves into relaxed, dreamlike alpha waves, that space between sleep and awake. And you might feel like a sudden wave of tiredness, or a deep sigh might leave your body, and that's your nervous system dropping out of fight or flight. But as those potential images or visions or colours start to come in, I want you to focus on them. You can write them down in the journal if you've still got that on your knee. But I also want to teach you the meanings of those colours. Okay, so those colours are related to your chakras. It's your body trying to communicate with you. It's your energetic field and your plasma trying to communicate with you and your higher self of where the focus needs to be. So if you see orange and yellow, it's sacral and solar plexus chakras, which is your processing. It's your clearing out your physical stress, your survival things, your confidence blocks. I could go way, way, way deeper into this, but generally speaking, that's what we can categorize it as today, just for the sake of this being a beginner's sort of insight. And then you might see greens. Greens is to do with the heart chakra, and blues is to do with the throat chakra. When you get into these colors, you're tapping into your heart space, your emotional healing, your voice, your truth, your identity of being seen and speaking your truth. And then if you get into purples and whites, and sometimes even like vast spaces, that's you clicking directly into your intuition, your higher self, your third eye. And that's like a beautiful space to be in. If you can get to that, then that's gorgeous. Okay. So as you have your eyes closed, even if you're doing this at night time before you're falling asleep, just start to make note of those colours. Sorry if my cat's sneezing. Just start to make note of those colours that are coming into your view, okay, into your black space, and zoom into them, and you'll get a vibe, you'll get a feeling of what it is that you need to focus on. And then that's something you can take with you when you come out of the meditation and try and heal and give focus to and give your attention to. Another tip that I have that's really helped me actually came from my mum, I think it was. And it's for all the people that feel as though as soon as they start to try and even think about meditation, they have their mind racing. And if your mind is still racing after everything that I've just said, the answer is to give it a specific job. Instead of trying to have no thoughts, which is like guru level meditation, which is really difficult, especially for a beginner to even think about, just picture the word nothing. Just put nothing into your head, the word, and focus on that. You can imagine it like written in big white chalk on a massive blackboard, or typed, or handwritten, however you see it. Just imagine the word nothing. See the letters. If a new thought creeps in, imagine taking an eraser, wiping it away, and leaving just that dark, quiet board, and write nothing back on it again, and just focus on nothing. The literal sense of the word nothing. Sometimes people like to envision a white dot in the middle of their mind's eye, which can help as well. My cat's arrived again, guys, so just bear with. Now, the only other thing that I think really helps me is setting a timer. I'll just time 5 minutes on my phone and just sit in silence, close my eyes. Or if, like I said, if you're lying down at night ready to go to sleep, you can do it then, wherever you find the time, whether it's in the bath, when you're having your coffee in the morning, when you're on your lunch break. There are moments throughout the day when you can sit down and set a timer on your phone. So now that we've done all of that and kind of had like the basics of where I started anyway, I really, really, really wanted to and felt called to actually integrate a meditation into this episode. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and you will quickly realize how fast that goes. And I think we get so overwhelmed by thinking that it has to be half an hour or 20 minutes or even an hour, but it really doesn't. You can just start small with 5 minutes. And so I really want to do that today. Okay. Now, let's actually put this to the test and do it together right now. Wherever you are, get comfortable. Okay. I'm going to bring up my little guided meditation that I did for you. If you are driving, don't do this. Disclaimer. If you are at home, not driving, in a space that is safe to do so, I want you to get really comfortable. Preferably shoes off if you can. Either sat up or lay down. Keep your journal on your lap, close by if you need it, just in case, and your pen in your hand, or rest your hands if you don't think you're going to need it. And close your eyes now. take a slow, deep breath in. And let it all the way out. Let everything just be. The stress of the day, of the week, of the month even, of any current situations you're going through. Just let it all be for a few minutes. Nothing needs an answer right now, and you have nowhere to be. You are not required of. You don't need to be productive. You don't need to be doing the cleaning or the washing or ticking off the things in your to-do list. Just let your mind know that it's time to be still. Let the world be. It is what it is. Now simply imagine a line down the center of your body and bring everything into that. That's how I imagine centering myself. You are strong. You are centered. Just be. Unclench your jaw. Unclench the middle of your eyebrows. Release the frown. Let your tongue rest. Let your hands relax. And your toes and your feet. Notice anywhere that is tense. Squeeze it and let it go. Relax your shoulders. And take another deep breath in. Let it all go. With your eyes closed, notice the black space behind your eyelids. Try the focus zoom. Shift your attention and zoom into the dark. Don't just look at the back of your eyes. Try to look through them. Notice if it feels vast, or if shapes start to drift by, if a colour flashes. Maybe a soft green, or a deep blue, or a purple. Just watch it. Let it play. If a random thought pops up, that's totally fine. Just dump it into your notebook, keeping your eyes closed. And now give your mind a simple anchor. Picture the word nothing. See the letters in your mind and breathe into it. Just breathe. Just be. And gently bring your awareness back into the room. Wiggle your fingers. Maybe have a little stretch and open your eyes. was 5 minutes. See how fast that went? It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. So, before you get up and look at your phone, grab the journal. I want you to try a quick hindsight anchor. Write down one word that describes how you felt before we started those 5 minutes, and one word describing how you feel right now. This is your visual proof that it worked, that it's worth it. You are self-witnessing your own growth by writing this down right now. Showing yourself that just 5 minutes can completely shift your entire internal state. That's all it takes in the day. That's it. Give yourself a massive victory lap for showing up today. You are doing so much better than you think you are. Choose peace as often as you can. 5 minutes a day can turn into 10 minutes, can turn into 15. And you're not only helping your internal state, but now when you interact with other beings and other souls and your close ones, or you walk past people, or you go to work, or wherever you're going right now, those people are going to be better off for it. So well done you. And choose peace, because we can heal the world one meditation at a time. And if we're all doing it and we're all integrating it into our daily lives, then imagine what a different place this world would be. Let me know in the comments if you understand what I meant by focus zoom. I'm sorry for that phrase. That's the only way I could describe it. And if you understand what I mean by that. And also I want to know if you saw any chakra colours in your dark space behind your eyes. And yeah, let me know if you want more of this from me, because I love doing little meditations. And you know that this space, this little corner on the internet with me is just like a trial and error. Have fun, try different things. So we'll see what sticks. So let me know if this was helpful to you in any way, shape or form. I would really love, genuinely love to know. I thank you all. And I love you all. Thank you for meditating with me today. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.